my name is Sophie. I'm going to be taking you all through a warm-up today. So go ahead and take a mat if you have one at home in an open space, and we'll go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with some side steps. So we're going to just step to the right and to the left, get the blood moving through our bodies before we really get into it. We're just going to be facing forward when we're doing these. And right after this, we're going to go straight into our marches. All right, and with our marches, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drive each knee up, and we'll be moving our arms as well. We'll be moving our opposite arm with the opposite knee. Right arm will be going up with the left knee. Left arm will be going up with the right knee. I encourage you to try to drive that knee to go up a little further every time. All right. Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into some bicep curls. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to keep our upper arm close to our body. Our palms are going to be out. And we're going to go ahead and flex and extend our elbow. We're going to engage our bicep muscles. We're going to be facing forward. And we're going to try to keep our upper arm still close to our body, trying to engage those biceps. Do a couple more of these. And then we're going to go right on into our side lateral raises. All right, for our side lateral raises, we're going to go on and we're going to have our palms facing our bodies. We're going to raise our arms up. We're going to try to have a straight line across our body, and then we're going to bring them back down. We're going to engage our shoulder muscles as we bring them on up and back down. When we bring them back down, we want to control it down as we are using our muscles. Nice job. We're going to continue facing forward as we are doing these as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and we are going to do our bent over rows and our tricep extensions. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have slightly bent knees and a slight bend at the hips, and we're going to have a straight back. We're going to have our palms facing each other, and we are going to drive our elbows up close to our bodies, and then we're going to extend our arms back, engaging those triceps, and then we're going to bring them back down again. Bring them up, and then back down again. We really want to engage those back muscles and those triceps as we are going along. This is really good for some posture exercises as well. As we are doing these, we want to look down at the ground. We'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll move on. All right, we're going to go right for the upper arm and our biceps. We're going to lace our fingers together. We're going to pull our arms down. We're going to move slightly down. We're going to extend our arms. We should feel a stretch in our upper arms. And then we're going to put our shoulders back, and we're going to stretch our chest. We're going to look up slightly. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our right arm, and then we're going to cross it across our body, and then hold it in at our forearm with our left arm so we can stretch out our shoulder. When we do these, we want to just feel the stretch. Don't pull it to feel discomfort. We're going to go ahead and switch. We're going to hold out our left arm, cross it over our body, and then hold it with our right arm. All right, next we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our tricep stretch. We're going to go ahead, raise our right arm, reach directly down our back. We're going to take that left arm and we're going to hold it slightly back at our elbow so we can feel that stretch at our tricep. We're going to be looking down at the ground. Our chin's going to be tucked slightly. And now we're going to switch, take our left arm, reach behind directly at our back. We're going to take our right arm and then hold it at our elbow to feel that stretch at our tricep. Perfect. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go right into some squats. We're going to go ahead and have our feet. We're going to sit back like we are sitting in a chair, and we are going to squat down and come right back up. And when we are doing these, we want to avoid having our knees go over our toes, and we want to avoid caving our knees in and avoid having them go out. You want to just sit back, just like we're sitting in a chair. If you like, you can also just do some half squats for a lower intensity. And still sit back like you're sitting in a chair as well, even though we're doing those half squats as well. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. And we're going to work those abductors and adductors on our outside and inner legs. We're also going to work on our balance. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to raise our leg, and then we're going to cross it across our body. We want to avoid swinging our leg because it's not a swing. We're just going to use our muscles to raise it and then bring it across. Go ahead and just do low raises. Go ahead and challenge yourself and see how far out you can go. We can go ahead and switch. Go to the other leg. Remember to keep a slight bend at the knee. We want to avoid locking our knees to avoid any injury. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to some calf raises. With our calf raises, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to raise ourselves up, heels off the ground, and then lower ourselves back down. As we lower ourselves back down, we want it to be nice and controlled as we are engaging those calves. And if we want a higher intensity, we can always find an elevated surface like a stair. I'm going to just use this mat for an example. You can go ahead, you can have half of your foot, you can have the balls of your feet just right here, and you can do your calf raises on that. If you use your stairs, you can go ahead and you can hold on to a railing if you'd like and do your calf raises for a higher intensity. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to do a standing quad stretch. We're going to bring our right leg. We're going to hold that ankle. We're going to bring it close to our glute, and we're going to stretch our quad. We want to avoid bringing it out to the side. We want it just directly behind us. A trick is also to raise your other arm for balance. And we'll go ahead and we'll move to the other leg. We're going to hold that left leg directly behind us towards that glute. You can raise the other arm or also find a spot on the wall or wherever you're at to hold that balance. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to stretch those hamstrings. We're going to lace our fingers together. We're going to hold that leg close to us, And we're going to bring it close until we feel that stretch. And then we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to go to the other side. We really want to make sure that we are doing this for the stretch and not for discomfort. And then we're going to move on to a really good balance exercise as well as stretch. We're going to stretch our glutes and our abductors, and we're going to cross our leg over like a figure 4, and we're going to squat down like a squat, and then we're going to bring it back up, and we're going to alternate. This is a good dynamic stretch, and we're going to squat down and then come back up. It's a good balance exercise. And this is also good if you're struggling. It's good to just find a wall to hold your balance at first and then let go. Another way is just bringing your leg and then just holding it up as well instead of going down for a full squat. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to sit on the mat. We're going to continue that stretch with the same muscles, but also include our side muscles right here in our abs, our obliques. We're going to cross our right leg over, and we're going to turn to our right side. We're going to push our right leg just a little bit till we feel the stretch. We're going to switch to the other side. Same thing. We're going to have our left leg over, and we're going to have our right arm on that left knee, and we're going to be looking over to our left. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our butterfly. This is good for our adductor muscles, our inner leg muscles. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a diamond-like position. And if you want a lighter stretch, you can bring your feet out. If you want a better stretch, you can bring your feet in. If you want more of a stretch, you can go ahead and you can lean over slightly. As we are doing this. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go right on into some crunches. With our crunches, we are going to lay flat on our back. We don't want to arch here in our lower back. We want it to be completely flat. We're going to have our knees up, our hands on our ears, and we're going to crunch up, engaging those core muscles, and then come back down. Crunch up, come back down. If we want a lower intensity, we can go ahead and just bring those feet to the ground. Higher intensity, bring those feet up, really engage the do a few more of these. And now let's go ahead and move on. We're going to flip over to our stomachs. And we're going to go into our pigeon pose to stretch out our hip flexors, a little bit more of our hamstrings. We're going to cross our right leg over. And we're going to slowly sink in with our left leg extended. And we can hold ourselves up with our hands, or we can slowly with our forearms to feel a bigger stretch. And we'll go ahead and hold this for a couple more seconds. We'll be facing the ground as we're doing these stretches. And let's go ahead and let's switch. We're going to cross that left leg over, keep that right leg extended. We're going to sink down. Again, you can hold yourself up, or you can bring yourself down. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring ourselves to a tabletop position. And we are going to do a cat-cow stretch. We're going to go ahead and bring ourselves to a cat. We're going to raise our back up. This is good to stretch out our shoulder muscles and our back muscles. And then we're going to bring ourselves down into a cow position. Feel the stretch in our core muscles. And then we're just going to alternate going back and forth. We're going to look at the ground as we're doing our cat pose, and then look slightly up as we're doing our cow. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. We're going to do our bird dogs. We're going to do a tabletop position again. We're going to put our right arm and our left leg back. We're going to have them extended. We're going to use our core to keep ourselves stabilized and then bring them back in. And then we're going to alternate. Left arm, right leg out, and then bring them back in. We're also going to engage our lower back as we are doing these. We're going to be facing the floor as we're doing these bird dogs. If you want a higher intensity, you can go for a high plank, and you can be doing some bird dogs as well. If you want a lower intensity, just go ahead and keep that tabletop position. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to do a high plank. And we're going to keep a straight back as we are doing these. And we're going to hold it. If you like, you can also just go on the ground. You can hold it with your forearms. That's all right too. We're going to hold it for a couple more seconds. We're really going to engage those core muscles to keep ourselves up. All right, now we're going to slowly move ourselves up into a mountain pose. And we're going to stretch our calf muscles by driving our heels down to the ground. And we're going to alternate each side to stretch our calves. And we're going to be facing the ground as we are doing these. All right, let's go ahead, walk ourselves up. We're going to roll up, and we're going to stand up one more time. We're going to go ahead and we're going to be doing standing crunches. We're going to have our hands on our ears. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our right elbow to our left knee, and then we're going to do our left elbow to our right knee. We're going to use our muscles and our abs to crunch on each side. If you want a higher intensity, you can go ahead and you can add some hops to it. You can go a little faster. If you want a lower intensity, you can go ahead and just do those standing crunches. You really just want to focus on engaging that core. All right, we're almost there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do some jumping jacks. We're going to bring our arms and our legs out. We're going to bring them back in. Arms and our legs out, bring them back in. If we want a lower intensity, we can go ahead and we can just step out on each side. Step out on our right, step out on our left. We'll do a few more of these. And then we're going to move on to our very last exercise, which are our burpees. Our burpees, we're going to jump. We're going to do a push-up. Our push-up we can do in two different ways. We can do a high push-up where we go down, or we can do a low push-up on our knees. And we can go down just like this. And then we'll come back up, and that jump up, whatever push-up you want to do, and then come back up. And if you don't want to do your jump, you can go ahead. You can raise your arms up, come down, do your push-up, and then walk yourself back up, and then raise your hands up. Do a couple of these. Let's do one more. And that is all.